Hello, good evening, good afternoon, good day, or grand rising, wherever you are. This is Let's Talk with Kay. It is Thursday, January the 23rd, 2025. I haven't posted a video in a while on YouTube, but I said since I'm kind of relaxing for a change after I guess a busy day. I guess part of this month was really busy. I said I'm just gonna go ahead and just go ahead and record this video so I can go ahead and post it. And yeah, I will say I guess to tell you a little bit what's going on with my life. Um, I guess up to now, I've been pretty much in growth mode as far as my business, and still am. I've been in growth mode for a while, and I'm pretty much a one-woman show. So I'm trying to grow my reselling business. So if you want to hop on to Fashion Euphoria, my business name on any of the platforms, eBay, Poshmark, Macari. I actually started posting stuff on Grilled as well, more high-end designer type of stuff. Then, Fashion Euphoria, just type in Fashion Euphoria. Earlier this month, I went to Nashville with my youngest daughter and enjoyed ourselves, spending time for my birthday weekend or week or whatever you want to call it. And went to Clarksville, kind of visited places where I used, in Clarksville where I used to live before moving to Nashville. And I guess, honestly, I didn't realize how much I enjoyed Clarksville as much as I did when I was living there. Excuse me, I'm in my bed today. Just, I guess, since yesterday, I just kind of been feeling like blah, not like mental sense or anything like that. Just haven't felt really great. I guess I just need, not to go TMI, but I just probably just need to eat more fruits and vegetables, particularly fiber, if you know what I mean. But yeah, so I guess it's just I've been so busy that I just kind of like, um, now I haven't been drinking enough water, and I guess these past couple of days, and I guess it finally came to a head, and I'm like, okay, now I need to start drinking plenty of water, and right now I've been doing a terrible job today, so I guess doing this video is a reminder of that. So I guess let me go in. I guess after talking about my business, I guess it's a good segue to go into what I want to talk about in my series. Damn, I don't think I remember the name of the series. But I'm like, I want to talk about um the workforce here, and particularly the United States. Other countries in the Western world probably experiencing the same thing. I don't know. I know particularly on the things and the happenings of the United States. So let me give you some back. I was an accountant. I always kind of worked in the finance type of I guess career. Um, I would say for the past few years as an accountant, I worked in auditing, a senior accountant, regular accountant, that type of thing. And it felt like, I would put it this way, I felt like going into a lot of the jobs that I had, I felt like it's like, damn, what is wrong with me? Then I'm realizing maybe you're not meant to work for jobs, because I'm not saying this as a brag or whatever, but I'm just saying that if you're an empath, or you're a person that's, you have a natural light amongst, about you and things of that nature, it's like you're going to be a part of this spiritual warfare. If people don't know it or not, we are in a spiritual warfare. And it seemed like, I would say the best jobs that I had, I would say the best jobs that I had were during my teenage years and also my, I guess, young adult years while I was in college. It seemed like, I guess because I wasn't a threat as far as taking someone's promotion and all this little type of stuff. And then I guess as a young adult or a teen, you have no baggage. It's like pretty much non-existent, you know, but you're not worried about too much. You're just worried about getting some money or whatever for whatever reasons. And plus, you're not really worried about paying bills. But it seemed like after, I guess, college and trying to get I guess, my, I guess, trying to build up on a foundation, or at least start a foundation. During my time in the military, it was like, it was always this wall or something that I couldn't get past. And, and it was like, what was my purpose there? And then I guess right before I left, I had got into it. Like I said, it felt like I'm a narcissist fighter. I guess that's my super strength, my superpower, narcissist fighter or whatever, because I mean, I can get more into my past with narcissists and, on a job and things of that nature. It seemed like I go to a job, having great intentions to do my best. I guess I always meet that villain boss or whatever. And then it seemed like even though they try to, I guess, get me in trouble, fire me, or, this, that, and other, even if they succeeded, it seemed like they always end up losing at the end. And I seem like I come out on top. And it kind of seemed like that's kind of been my life, since then, even up until the last position. The last position I had, I just kind of like just left, because I had my spiritual awakening. It seemed like I would just see, I want to say this, I was always good at reading people. Of course, I faced another, I'm not going to say this person is a narcissist or not, but they really gave narcissists to the point that I really believe they were or are a narcissist. And it's just funny. It's like, I'm like, I just give you a little story time. As soon as I walked in the door to my new job, I already had somebody, already is just like the love bomb. Oh, you're so pretty. Oh, I'm so happy you're here. Oh my God. Just throwing it on. And I'm not really flattered. At this point, I'm not really flattered about, compliments. I just like accept them, thank you, and this, that, and the other. But at the same time, I'm like, I'm not here to make friends. I've been there, done that, and I just want to do my job and be friendly and all this. But I'm here just to do my job because I had another horrible experience before, and I'm like, at this point, I'm like, I don't trust nobody that I work with. So, and then I guess during this short period of time, I would say maybe it lasted for probably 2 months, maybe, or 3 months, probably 2 months. It was just, this person was just overly friendly towards me. They were like ready to be my friend, but I guess I wasn't sucked into that. And I already had clear boundaries. So it's so funny that I remember this like clearly that so I went bowling, it was a Saturday. It was like the year end, trying to close out our books and stuff. And, I worked for the government, so basically our year end was end of September. So Saturday I went in, I was still kind of new or whatnot. Yeah, I remember now. It's probably less than a month. The niceness, the love bombing and all this type of stuff. I would say it lasted less than a month, probably like a month. So basically I still training. So I really couldn't do a whole lot. My supervisor wasn't really training me or anything like that. And I'm like, dude, so I'm trying to, but either way, I was new, so I couldn't do a whole lot. So they let me leave a little bit early. And so I went back home, and I'm like, told my youngest daughter, do you want to go bowling, whatever, because we kind of bored in the house bored. So she like, yeah. So basically, we went bowling, and my coworker was there. So what's so funny? Like I said, kids, they know a good spirit. If you want to know if you're still dating, out in this world, which I'm not really actively dating, but if you're dating and you want to know, nah, that's a bad idea, but it's just hypothetically speaking. If you want to know the person you're dating is a good person, and you have a young kid, which I won't advise you to have, introduce this kid. I'm telling you, do not introduce this kid. This is hypothetical. And your kid, happy and whatever, like a healthy type of kid, whatever, just a kid, 5 years old, 4, 6, preschool, kindergarten, maybe first grade. Let them meet that person, and they will tell you whether that person is like, ooh, this person got a dark spirit, or this person, I love this person. This person is like light bright. So I walked into the bowling alley, and this kid, their kid, I guess he was like a little boy, maybe about 5 years old or whatever. I forgot. Just a really young kid, like looked like preschool age. He like ran to me. Never met this kid before. Ran to me and gave me a big hug. I'm like, whoa, yeah. Like, and then I think, and it was so funny because I always wondered. Well, I'm not gonna get too far into it, the story, but it seemed like after that happened, that person just I will say the next work day, which was Monday, that person shut down completely. They shut down completely. No more, oh, kissing up to me. No more, um, man, I wish you could sit closer to us in the office, because they had me on the other side of the office, whereas I guess everybody else was in their own little group close to the supervisor's door. So I felt kind of isolated. But nevertheless, I was like, nobody bothering me. So no more, all this. I'm like, this person was like, the niceness was thick. So this person on Monday was cold, like they didn't even know me. I'm like, what happened? And that's nothing. And then I guess, and I would say, by the way, this person was trying to get information about me. I wasn't disclosing information about myself, like, where I live and do I have a man and all this type. I'm like, this, back in my mind, I'm like, that's none of your business. And then trying to get me to gossip about other coworkers. I'm like, I have no opinion, this, that, and the other. So it was just like, I don't got nothing to say about them, just neutral. So, but I guess after that meeting, and I always wondered, made them like switch it off, And honestly, I think the person was narcissistic. They like, I can't manipulate this person. And I guess that goes into the fact that, I guess, segue to my opinion about the workforce. I guess working in corporate America is for narcissists. And I say that because, in my opinion, this is my opinion, people are becoming more divided. Toxicity is on a high. Like, it's just unbelievable what people can say or get away with. And I'm like, how should I put it? If you're an honest person, you're a decent person, you're a responsible person, not just responsible, how should I put it? If you have high morals, high dignity, high character, you're an all around good person in a sense. It's like you're not gonna get only but so far. And honestly, as a spiritualist, I don't think, or as a spiritual person, or whatever you might call it, as to clarify, no, I'm not a Christian. No, I'm not any other religion. I'm non-religious. So But I do believe there is a higher power, that I do believe there is a creator. And the thing is, it's America. I'm gonna say America because I have visited other countries, and other countries don't run exactly like how America does it. And I would say, as the world getting more toxic, guess what? You're gonna have more people that's gonna be toxic that are working in these companies, no matter what profession they are in, whether they're in the health field as a doctor or a nurse, whether they are accountants, whether they are attorneys, it don't matter. At the end of the day, I would even go as far as say, even in a mental health field, you're going to run into a narcissist, a toxic person, whatever, you want to call it. And the thing is, as I guess wages are becoming more stagnant and the cost of living is increasing, people are going to become more desperate. And if you're an honest person, you're going to do things the honest way. Whereas a person that's a narcissist, who basically they have a mindset of lack, they can front as if they have um a whole lot of what you call it, self-esteem and confidence, but these people really don't. They pretty much shells of people that basically have to put on in order to feel good about themselves, and they need that energy from other people. Some people don't understand what that means, but they feed off of other people's energy. They feed off of your kindness and things. They get something out of, you know, doing some harm to you or whatever. These people are not really genuine people, and you can take that however way you want to. And so guess what? You're gonna have those type of people like, okay, I'm gonna, and plus on top of that, I feel like, not saying all, but do you not think a important title will not be important or of high esteem to a narcissist? I mean, come on now. Because that's another form of energy from other people, Look at me. Look at who I am. I'm this great person. I'm smarter than you. I'm better than you. I have more money than you. So when you really think about that, all their esteem and confidence basically comes from the superficial, comes from the outside validation. And so guess what? When you think about it, they're going to step on toes and backstab and lie on people. They're gonna sit there and monitor and try to figure out who their victim's gonna be. And people probably think, honestly, there's a lot of people out there. I know there's a lot of people out there that think, I know I can recognize a narcissist when I see one. And they look at all these examples that, oh, look at this celebrity. This celebrity is a narcissist. I mean, yeah, you can say that because that's you can look at the narrative they put out. But mind you, a lot of them people who now realize how bad some of these folks are that's been in trouble lately, they didn't realize these people were bad people. You have to have a keen sense of self. You have to have strong discernment, and you have to have a really good sense, like a gut feeling, or you just it's just hard to explain. You have to really know how to read energy, and some people, or a lot of people, don't know how to do that. So, and I can tell you, a lot of people that that are being talked about, right now, I pretty much haven't liked them from the beginning, even when I tried to like these people, because I'm like, everybody else like them. I don't know why I don't like them. This is before I became spiritual. And this is when I was like in my early 20s. I'm like, everybody seemed to like these people, but for some reason, I really don't like this person, this actor, this actress, this entertainer, this politician, whoever. Something about them. And it's not like I was, oh, you jealous and all this. It wasn't even anything like that. It was just Even if I tried, I'm like, I just can't like them. So, but then in the real world, when you think about it, a lot of these people, these narcissists are charming, very manipulative. It's like experts at charm, experts at manipulation. That's why that's why psychiatrists, that's why a lot of psychiatrists, therapists, psychiatrists, whoever, they tell you don't try to go out for revenge or anything like that with a narcissist, because these people are experts. They are dark. They don't have a bottom, if you know what I mean. They don't have a bottom. They will go as far as they have to. And you being a a good person, you don't want to go as far to the bottom as they will go, you know. And another thing I say, as far as this working corporate Americas for narcissists, is that a lot of these people who are running these corporations, it seems like they know each other, because a lot of them, I best believe that a lot of them are narcissists too. It's like, hey, I mean, not saying that all of them are bad people and all this type of stuff, but I can probably dare you to think about, okay, first of all, let me just say this. We're not in a natural system, and I feel like only way that this unnatural system can stay in existence is you have to have, I guess, narcissists or whoever running it. Because hey, like, if your family, if your friends, we your family, bitch, you're gonna work for us. That's all you're gonna think about is work during dinner. Oops. All you're gonna think about is work during dinner, work during lunch, work during breakfast. You're gonna think about work. You're gonna think about us every single day. And they're gonna make sure that if you want to be autonomous, it's like, no, you're not a person working for this business. And on top of that, you have maybe, I guess I will say, 100 people. That includes the executives, that includes the CEO, that includes the board members, and that includes, I would say, pretty much that bunch. And that's like, and then on top of that, you might have the vice presidents or other type of executives, But think about one company. Think about like the top 2 or 3 largest companies, and you will see, like, man, these few people run hundreds of thousands of people. Come on now. And then you combine all these people that's working for these few, you're gonna have a whole bunch of unhappy people. And that's why I say this is not natural. And I feel like, I will say, during a great sickness, I will call it that, because I don't know, the great sickness of 2020 really showed it. It exposed, I guess, the infrastructure of these companies. And then the thing is, another thing I want to mention is the fact that, first of all, a lot of the retail companies or whatever, if you in low positions in a lot of these companies, whether retail, food, or just, not saying the person is low level, but the position, janitor, basically these positions, you're working very, very hard, but not getting paid really anything. It's like, we're going to expose y'all to the sickness, the great sickness. And it's like, dude, that's the reason why I say corporations are for narcissists. You're going to thrive, because at the end of the day, you're not going to really care about a person's health or anything like that. People were getting fired just because they didn't want to be exposed to any type of sickness or whatever. I mean, and that's like, dude, and me as a person, I can't do that. I'm like, well, I'm going to fire you. We're going to try to figure something out. And that's what I'm saying, working organically, whereas you got a whole bunch of people, 100,000 people under you. And I mean, I got a lot to say. I'm not trying to make this video long, or I'm not trying to ramble, but it's like they so worried about, like, say for, I'm gonna put it this way, with these corporations, they got it in people's heads that these people are going to get fired, they're going to get demoted, they're not going to get promoted. It's just all fear-based. Fear, fear, fear. And fear is very, very low vibrational. It's like, how you going to manifest something when you in a low vibration? These people know. They know about all this stuff. They know. It's like, we're going to keep these people fearful. Always. And that's what I'm saying. That's where the narcissists come into the play. It's like the narcissists are like these big people's minions, and they will sit and people are always wondering, why in the world the good people always get fired and the toxic person always stay. HR is no good, and all this type of stuff. I mean, think about what I just said. These people here. It's like, dude, they don't care. They don't care. And they're gonna keep things. If you're a good person, they like, we don't want you here anyway. It's like, so even if you're smarter, even if you're smarter than them or harder worker than them, and do you always notice that it's like, it's really not about hard work. I don't care what color you are, what gender you are, what such and such are. It's like you gotta kiss their butt, basically. It's like they love. I'm not saying each and every person, but at the same time, you gotta think about it. It's like I said, the great sickness explained it all. It exposed a lot of things. For example, why in the world, when it has been studied and proven that people who work from home are more productive, yet you need people to be at work? And you're like, why do you need people at work? Even though we're more productive, will that make you more money? They're like, yeah, that will help make the business more money, but we need you to be controlled. We need you to be controlled. We need to Big Brother needs to keep an eye on you and make sure you in lockstep in line, that you're not truly happy. Because if you're truly happy, you finally seeing the people in your life that really matters, like your spouse, your kids, your best friends, your partners, your homeboys, your homegirls, all the people that really matter. We like, no, like I said at the beginning, we need you to think about us every day while you eat lunch, while you eat dinner, while you take a shower, while you watching sports. We need you to think about us all the time. And we need you to be worried about whether you're going to keep your job and all that. But anyways, so it's like, that's the reason. It's like, we need the control and all that. And why are we going to fire the manager? Yes, we know they're toxic. Yes, we know that, they've been bullies. But guess what? We know who we working with. We narcissists, baby. We know who we working with. So we don't want to fire the narcissist. Yeah, I know they were all these bad things to you, but I'm a narcissist too, So I'm going to fire one of my people. So let's go ahead and people can say, oh, it's fear. What is so fearful? I mean, because I never get this until now. Because I'm like, dude, what? I'm like, it should be. It's like, to me, it's like too much right. It's like common sense. If you know a person that's toxic, people hate working under them, productivity is like at an all-time low, but you won't get rid of this person. It's like, dude, but 9 times out of 10, they will keep that person until, I guess, it affects their money. And they're like, oh, no, we can't keep you, here, because now it's costing me my money now. But if it's not costing I guess, the person hired in the narcissist, It's like we're gonna they look at the other person, just like think of the scapegoat in the family. It's like, dude, they the truth tellers. They the person that can see through all the BS and the lies and the deception and the favoritism and the toxicity. They can see through all that. So if they can see through all that, why in the world would you want to keep that person? The scapegoat always going to be scapegoated until the scapegoat decides, let me go ahead and just distance myself from my family, cut my family off because this family is narcissistic, they toxic, and I can't stay with them because it's affecting my health. And that's another thing. These jobs, they don't care about you. They do not care about you. That was, I mean, in my personal life, that was proven as far as where I worked before. That was proven in recent news. Don't you remember the insurance kid? I mean, the person, I guess he was the CEO of the company. Was on the way to like a meeting, a major financial meeting or something. And despite this man RIP, they still kept the meeting going. The CEO. The CEO, think about that. It's like, dang. I would think the CEO would be like, I would think the CEO of a large company that's making them tons, they raking up the money. I would think that they would have been like, you know what, our boss, our leader, is not here anymore. Like for real, for real. We're not going to have this meeting. We are going to at least take a week off or something to mourn his passing. They didn't even do that. They like, we just gonna like, bitches, let's go ahead and get this meeting on the road. And I'm like, think about it and think about your position. And you have a lot of people out there that like don't never take leave or they never take PTO. They work, burn themselves on both ends. And it's like, for what? And then they crying and be shocked because, dang, this is all I get after I retire. Or the most tragic is I get fired or laid off after so many years of never taking PTO. And then you realize, I guess, if you are not a toxic or a narcissistic person, you will realize, oh, my family is what matters. Oh, my friends, the people I neglected, those are ones that matters the most. Oh, guess what? I should care for myself and love myself more than trying to get the validation of these people. So those are some of my reasons why I say corporations are for corporate America is for the narcissist. They thrive in that toxicity for some reason. They will move up the ladder the highest they can. They will backstab you and all that type of stuff. Some people probably looking at me and like, oh, you just being negative. You're just being negative. Maybe it's you that didn't do so great. I'm like, honey, it's a whole bunch of unhappy people out here. I mean, if people were happy, there wouldn't be no such thing as such terms as the Sunday scaries, or people mourning going to work on Monday. People wouldn't be complaining out here. So I'm like, yes, I believe I'm totally right in this. And what do I think? I would say to leave on a higher I guess to finish this video on a higher note, I would say, dude, I feel like if you haven't spiritually awakened and you just kind of going through the hamster wheel, I would say church on Sunday, next day work, Tuesday work, Wednesday work, and then during that time you work, come home, probably got some fast food. I'm like, and then go to bed and basically repeat, wash, rinse, repeat. Then it's like, dude, I'm like, people need to wake up. Excuse me, need to wake up. Because I'm like, I would say if you have some, first of all, I would tell anybody this before they go into deep dives of, you know, spirituality and things of that nature. You need to try to heal, meaning you need to get some therapy for your childhood wounds and things of that nature, because you can't continue to live in the past, because you're not going to be mindful during the day and know how to plan for the future or what you really want to do, because you live in fearful. You're in a state of fear, literally. Well, that's not true. Well, if that's not true, why in the world you have high blood pressure? Why in the world you have um like high cholesterol? Why in the world you all have all these stress symptoms? Stress, adrenaline, fear, all that stuff is connected. So I would say get some counseling. Try to make some little time for yourself. Start with a little time. I gotta say it the way a lot of people who work in these jobs think they have no time in the day. You have to set those boundaries, if you don't barely have any, to make some time to do your hobbies. Another thing I would say, a notable mention, is greatly reduce your time on social media. If you're on Facebook, I'm like, why? I'm not even using Facebook, except I have like a business page, which I probably end up blowing the dust on that and do something with it, or I probably just shut it back down. But as far as personal page, no. Um, just shut down social media. Just reduce the time, or maybe just don't get on it at all. This probably gonna get me in trouble. Like, no, girl, don't be telling people that. But greatly reduce your time on social media, because all it's doing is taking up your time. It's like candy. Like they say, candy is it's good for you, but it's not. It tastes good, but it's not good for you. Like, get off the candy. It's like that. It's just wasting time, just a time waster. Before you know it, you doom scrolling on Instagram or whatever. Then you realize, oh my God, an hour passed, and it's like, and you all up in other people's business. So I'm like, spend some meaningful time with yourself, whether that's going for a walk, being grounded in nature, which is another important thing, besides, kind of being mindful, meditating, and other type of stuff. Spend time in nature, whether that's just walking or just sitting outside, and probably reading a book or whatever. Spend time with your family, your kids. I don't know about your other family. They may be toxic or whatever, but if you have healthy family members, like you got young kids or whatever, spend time with them. They miss you. They miss you. Or maybe they not. Maybe if they teenagers, but honestly, but in all seriousness, they miss you, whether they act like it or not. And I would say do all that first. Get grounded. Try to be happy or whatever. And if your job is toxic, I mean, it's a personal decision, but it's kind of hard to look for another job or start your side business, which is another recommendation. I would say start. That's how I started. I started as a side gig, doing my resale business. And I would say start a side gig, but then again, you can do that in the meantime of all the other suggestions, but in order for that to grow, it's kind of hard to do all that when you're depressed. Believe me, you don't have hardly any energy when you're depressed or really sad or just feeling just mighty low all the time. So just do that. And also, I'm gonna preference this. I'm not a counselor or anything, but I'm a human being, so I feel like I know what I'm talking about still. And also, I will say, and even if you are looking for another job, I will say you still have to do those other things, because it's kind of hard to find another job when you're looking desperate, people can read that energy, whether you believe it or not. They may not know it subconsciously that you're depressed and all that, but they know subconsciously that you are depressed, you're desperate, and all that. And who wants, that's like dating. Who wants a desperate, depressed person, that don't really love themselves or whatever? A healthy person don't. Maybe a toxic, narcissistic person wants that person, but a healthy person or a healthy business, like, no. That's another thing I just thought about. Like, you a healthy, if you want to have a health, I'm just saying it. I ain't proved it, but if you want to work for a healthier boss or somebody like that, or work in a healthier climate, you gotta start working on that in order to attract that. So I would say, but if you're working in a toxic job, I would say, this is my opinion, you can use discernment on your own personal situation. That, how should I put it? Let's say if it's like on a scale, I'm going to put this one on a scale of 1 to 5. One is, it's just a job as a job, nothing really going on with this job except I'm just working. Everybody seems to be happy, no toxicity or very little to the point it don't affect you. But you're just not really satisfied with this job. I'm like, okay, well, just continue to work on these things. You can spend as much time as you want to, looking for another job or working on it. Or you might just say, hey, I'm just going to work on my side gig and grow it to the point that I'm ready to step out and do this full time. And then on top of that, if scale of 5 is, you've been working this job and you've been missing so many days of work because of health reasons. It's getting you high blood pressure, you bullied. Like, dude, I'm like, I'm not sure if I'm going to be here or not. Literally and figuratively. I'm like, I'm not sure if I'm going to be on earth type of feeling. And this job is toxic. There's no way I'm going to get promoted or anything. It's like a dead job. Then my opinion is, I would say leave immediately. Do not pass go. Do not collect your $200. You need to leave because yourself is a whole lot more important than working for this company. Because like I said in the beginning, it's people that actually got hurt, job hazard. And despite that person ended up leaving this earth, the job still went on. So my thing is, if it's that bad, I would just say, leave that position, start making moves to, look for another position. I would say, even before that, I would say, don't even start looking for a job immediately. I would say, if you have money in the bank, you are blessed, use it. It's for these times. Unfortunately, for times like this, which I feel like an emergency fund or whatever shouldn't be saved for a job. But unfortunately, this is a reality, and it is for this type of thing. But I would say your health is more important. Your life is more important. You will make it if you really do believe. Start taking care of yourself and start building something up. That's my opinion. So, take it or leave it. I know there are quote unquote experts that will tell you, do not, that's old school, do not leave a job. Do not leave a job unless you have another job under your belt. I'm like, in my opinion, that's outdated because, in my opinion, jobs were toxic. They may have been as toxic as this, but I'm not I was born in the 80s, I put it that way. So I can't tell you how it was in the 70s and the 60s or the 50s, but I would say at the time, during that time, you had, more than likely you had a pension, more than likely you were making more than inflation. So you were able to afford to buy a home comfortably. You were able to afford food comfortably. So yeah. But now, times like this, it's like that, to me, I feel like that advice is outdated. It can hurt somebody. It can, like, literally, you know, it can hurt you slowly, or it can take you out quickly, if you know what I mean. So I would say, um, you have to leave that job. I'm not, yes, I said I was an accountant before, and I'm a non-traditional. I'm not accountant, and I'm a non-traditional person. And I believe that once you become more spiritual and things of that nature, not meaning go to church more and all that type of stuff, but just basically believe that you have the answers within yourself, from your higher self and all that, you will be okay. I've been in this situation. I've been in that the situation I just described. I've been in it at least once before. Yeah, once or twice before. If I remember, I'm not counting right now, but because there'll be a long video. So yeah, so do what you have to do to leave. It's kind of, when people say stay in a job until you have another job, knowing that you like this job is literally like hurting you. I'm trying to keep it PG for the algorithm guys, I guess. Um that's like saying, "Oh, I know, girl, this person is bopping you upside the head and all that type of stuff, but learn how to deal with it. Learn how to manage this person bopping your head. Maybe they'll bop you in the head less. They may give you some good times in between the bad times." I mean, that sounds stupid. So that's kind of how I feel about toxic jobs. It's like, leave, do what you got to do. You know, you got to eat beans and rice every day because you don't have this job until do that. Figure out a plan, you know, this, that, and the other. But anyways, I'm going to finish this video because I don't want it to be too long. It's already an hour, and I tried to make it shorter. But yeah, just think about the things that I'm saying. I mean, people going to I have my reasons for saying this and bringing out this series, because things are changing. Things are not the same. Like I guess kind of my favorite book, because I guess I like the title and I like the premise of it. When that book, Things Fall Apart, you know, I kind of feeling like, instead of on a personal life situation of things fall apart, where you're this top person, now you like lowly to the ground. I'm thinking about it as country or whatever, like, you know, hey, you picking up what I'm putting down. So yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and end this video. I would say, my best opinion, start your own business. The days of the ego, I need the best car, I need the best clothes, some people are still there. But if you want to not, I guess, like in my last part of my series, religion, be left behind, you might want to kind of start dropping that ego, so the whole way you don't have to worry about working on a job that you hating, because you got to keep up with them high ass car payments, the high ass stuff you can't really afford. Not saying nobody should have nice things. I like nice things too, you know. But at the same time, you know, it keeps people from living within their means and things of that nature. So just think about what I said. If you have questions about what I said, just reach out in the comments. If you enjoy this type of content, because sometimes some positiveness, some realness need to be in there, because, honey, kind of getting tired of hearing about Diddy and them. You know, I really can care less about them, you know, and their day-to-day. But I'm just sick and tired of hearing about it. Sometimes I want to hear something different. So I feel like if I feel that way, other people feel that way. So if you enjoy my content, like, if you're offended easily, I would say watch, and hopefully you will subscribe and share my content out there and help a girl out. And I will talk to you next time. You have a great day, or great days to follow.